Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's card is an easy Halloween design, but you can recreate this card using whatever materials for any occasion that you had. It goes together very quickly and it's a nice project for a beginning stamper to make. It features a witch on the front, which I did with watercolors, and some ink blending, which is very simple. Let's get started. Okay, I'm trying to be mindful of the glare, but these things are really shiny. So I'm using a Stampin' Up triple banner punch and the Halloween treat stamp set. There we go. I'm also using the Fawn costume party stamp set and the Recollections Trick or Treat. The design that I came up with today uses Bristol watercolor paper, and that's my favorite watercolor paper because you get very good results and the ink slides over the paper and it's really easy to blend, but you can use whatever watercolor paper you have. All the dimensions for everything that I'm going to be using, all the materials, will be on the comment section down below. Let's get going. I've pulled out all the stamps that I need and I put them on my picture frame, which I mentioned before. And I have it just out of camera so that everything is very accessible for me. The first thing I need to do is the watercolor stamping. So I have the paper, the Bristol paper, and I put it in my Misty tool and get the little girl and stamp her, being sure I get a good center on her so that she is floating on the paper. You could, of course, use a larger piece of paper if you wanted to, but I wanted to keep the design tight so that you could see the background paper. Because it's a sketch stamp, I want to make sure that I get a good pressing so that all of the little bits show up very well, and that's good. I also stamped it a second time on some post-it notes so that I could get a mask that I can use to make sure that she doesn't get blue or green as I do the background blending. So you just stamp it again and fussy cut it with a very sharp pair of scissors. I didn't do that. Jacqueline did this for me because fussy cutting is not my favorite thing, but it's not that hard to do. So now that I have the mask, I'm going to take a piece of paper to protect my work surface, and I'm just going to do a little quick ink blending. You can see from the color of how it's going to be because I've already done this card a couple of times as a test. So you just line her up so that she's fully protecting your stamp. Sorry for the list being from my Invisaligns, but you know about that by now, I'm sure, if you've been watching my videos. So you just take an ink blending tool and the broken china and hold it in place to make sure it doesn't move, and it did. And starting on the girl, just go off to the side very gently. And as you do this, decide where you want the sky to end and the grass to begin. It's very difficult to see it right now, but it'll show up a lot darker as soon as I move the mask. Okay, now with the Mowed lawn, and the same thing. I'm going to move the mask out of the way and you'll see that she has been protected. See if I can. This glare is really something else. Sorry, people. There you go. Okay, now the rest of the card, believe it or not, is super simple. So I'm just going to let the music run and assemble everything. If you want more details on how to watercoloring, then there are other videos on my channel. Just search watercolor.
Hello? Is there anybody there? Is there anybody there? Is there anybody there?
So that's the finished card. Very quick and easy and simple as I promised. You may have noticed that I forgot to put the ribbon on this card because when I did my first prototype, I didn't have the ribbon, and I usually set aside all the materials that I need to make the card and cut the ribbons and get all the little things together. And since there was no ribbon, I didn't have it ready to go, and I didn't realize it until I glanced at the original again. So I took my bone knife and carefully pulled the panel off of the card base and set it aside and was able to put the ribbon on. Also, for the banner here, because this is raised up with foam tape, the banner needs to be double foam tape so that it is at the same height as this. I don't know if you understand that the way I explained it, but if you were to see it, it would make sense that you'd need to raise it up a little bit or it would bow to the card. So that's the card, and I hope you'll try this card design yourself and try to make an interesting card on your own. It's very quick and easy. I'd like to thank everyone for watching my channel, and I hope that you stay tuned for more of my Halloween videos and other videos which will be coming afterwards. I'd like to thank my brother for the music that he provided, and I hope you enjoy that. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.